Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the new world of search. You know, the rulebook has been totally rewritten by AI, and honestly, if you want to stay visible online, you've got to learn this new language, and fast.
So if you're seeing this kind of confusing soup of new acronyms popping up everywhere, you are definitely not alone. But this isn't just jargon. These terms are actually describing a massive shift in how we all find information. We're moving away from a simple list of links and toward a direct conversation.
And believe me, this shift has real teeth. The introduction of AI overviews right at the top of Google, it's already slashed the click-through rate for the #1 spot by over a third. This isn't some far-off trend. It is happening right now.
All right, so here's our game plan for today. First, we'll tackle the new reality of search. Then, we're going to define all these new terms. After that, we'll talk about the big shift from just ranking to actually influencing, see how it all clicks together, and then wrap up with how to build a winning strategy. Let's do this.
You know, for decades, search was pretty simple, right? You typed something in, you got a list of 10 blue links, and you click through them. Well, that whole behavior is fading, and it's fading fast. People now expect instant, conversational answers delivered right to them. No clicking required.
So here's the bottom line. The goal is no longer just to be found on some list. The goal is to become the answer itself, to be the trusted authority that powers these new AI experiences. Just relying on classic SEO by itself, it's just not going to cut it anymore.
Okay, so to build a strategy for this new world, we first have to get on the same page with the language. Let's break down exactly what these new terms mean, and we'll start with the one we all know and love.
First up, good old SEO. This is our foundation, right? It's the craft of ranking high in traditional search results. We're talking keywords, backlinks, technical health, the works. It is still the absolute essential starting point for getting found online.
Now, AO takes it a big step further. This is all about becoming the direct answer. The goal here isn't even to get a click. It's to show up in those featured snippets, those AI overviews, or in a voice search result. It's about closing that gap between a question and your answer, instantly.
Next up is GEO. And this is about influencing the AI models themselves. The whole point here is to create content that is so authoritative, so good, that AI engines like ChatGPT or Google's AI actually cite you as a trusted source in the answers they generate.
And finally, we've got LMO. Now, this one gets a little more behind the scenes. It's about making sure these AI models understand your brand as a consistent entity. You can think of it like you're teaching the AI who you are and what you're an expert in by using really consistent language across all of your stuff.
Okay, so we've got the definitions down. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture here, which is this fundamental shift from just trying to get on a list to actually becoming part of an AI-driven conversation.
Just look at the evolution here, especially in that main goal column. See how it goes? We move from simply ranking with SEO to becoming the direct answer with AEO, and then finally to actually influencing the AI narrative with GEO and LMO. It's a really clear progression of ambition.
And I love this quote because it just nails the difference. SEO gets you ranked in a list. AEO gets your content quoted as a direct answer. And GEO gets your expertise generated into a brand new AI response. You can see how each level really builds on the one before it.
So the big question is, how do all these pieces actually fit together? You know, it's really tempting to see them as separate, competing things to do, but that is totally the wrong way to think about it. These are extensions of SEO, not replacements.
The best way to think of it is like a layered system. You start with a super strong SEO foundation, so you're discoverable in the first place. Then, on top of that, AEO adds the structure that the AI needs to pull out direct answers. GEO then provides the depth and authority to make you worth citing. And finally, LMO wraps the whole thing in the right context so the AI consistently gets what your brand is all about.
So here's the good news in all this. You don't actually need 3 or 4 separate playbooks. The smartest, most efficient approach is to build one single integrated content system that supports all of these goals right from the very beginning.
So, what does a unified approach look like in the real world? Well, you start with your SEO fundamentals, great keywords, rock-solid tech. Then, for AEO, you structure that same content with clear definitions, maybe some FAQs, so it's super easy for an AI to just grab it. For GEO, you go deeper. You add original research, unique analysis that makes your content worth citing. And for LLMO, you just keep your language consistent across the board to build a strong brand identity the AI can recognize. See, it's all about making one piece of content that works hard on all 4 levels.
At the end of the day, all of this really comes down to one crucial question. In this new AI-driven world, is your content strategy just aiming to get you on a list, or is it ambitious enough to make you a core part of the conversation? The entire future of your visibility really depends on how you answer that.